So we continue analyzing. This time we'll see a game played between Vallejo and Van der Strijch. We'll see a Sicilian defense, and white employs a subline. Usually we see knight f3 here. I like this move order though, because after knight e2 we can still play d4, transposing into the main line, and we can also play, as we'll see in this game, we can try playing a closed Sicilian with he3, knight bc3, and bishop he2. And as I said before, we still have the chance of playing the open Sicilian with d4. So he3, knight f6, bishop he2. So far, natural moves by both sides. And the other advantage I see for white is the fact he can try playing c3 plus d4. Knight c6. I like this in-between move. If, for instance, if we castle, maybe black can try playing something like d5. Well, I don't think this is a big deal, but since we don't have our knight in the center, maybe black can try exploiting this with d5. When we play c3, I think d5 is not that good. We can consider queen b3. And we already have some development advantage. I also like d4. And yeah, here I take with the queen. Taking with the pawn on d4 means we'll have an isolated. And here we have, as we said before, we have a development advantage. So I like c3. It is a nice in-between move. There's no rush to castle yet. Here black plays with e5. And once he plays e5, that position reminds me of the Reed Lopez variation. After e4, e5, I would consider playing with he6 and bishop he7, because then I have an active bishop as black. After e5, first thing I see is bishop f8 is a bad bishop. Well, not a bad bishop, but it is crashing into the pawn structure. And as white, we take the chance of playing d4, fighting for the center. C takes. I don't like this move much. Maybe bishop e7 is better. I'm not afraid of a move like d5. Even if white wins space, that position is pretty closed. Black can afford wasting some tempos if we have a closed position. And if we play d5, bishop he2 becomes... Oops, sorry about this. Bishop he2 becomes a passive bishop as well, so I would wait and play something like bishop e7. Here black, he tries trading some pieces off in the center in order to get equality, but the problem is he's gonna have a weakness on d6, and this is something we'll see often in Sicilian. d6 is a weakness, and unless black plays d5, he cannot free his position. So after knight takes d4, I think white has an advantage already. And as I said before, unless he plays d5, he won't equalize. Here he plays knight takes d4. And when I have a weakness like this on d6, I don't like trading pieces off. I mean, when I have an isolated pawn, trading pieces off is not a good idea, because all the endgames are favoring white. When I have an isolated pawn, what I try to do is creating counterplay. Maybe queen b6 is more to the point, attacking the knight on d4, and if knight takes c6, well, black takes with the b pawn. Now he's got connected pawns in the center. We still have an advantage as white. We have a better pawn structure. Bishop e3 is coming soon, but okay, black has a decent position. And queen b6 looks active. Taking on d4 is just too passive, and white loves this, of course. Now it's easier to put pressure on d6. And as we pointed out, all the endgames are favoring us. So bishop to e7. Well, simple move. And we can consider playing knight a3 or knight to d2, although the natural square is best. We just play knight c3. And here we have another reason to play knight c3. We control the d5 square just in case. I also see he's gonna have some problems developing his bishop on c8, because that bishop is supposed to be defending b7. So he plays queen a5. Well, if he played queen c7, that's a problem because the c file is open. So queen a5. White takes the chance to win a tempo and develop a piece with bishop f4. And here black plays rook d8. And I think this is another passive move by black. d6 is pretty weak. I would consider sacrificing this pawn and maybe get some activity in return. Who knows, maybe bishop e6. And here rook to d8. I'm just trying to find a good example. I'm not even sure this works, but d6 is too weak. I don't think it's worth defending it. Maybe queen h5, knight e4. The point is, I'm trying to find an active variation, because if I have the initiative, then my opponent can make a mistake. If I just play passive moves, well, I'm gonna keep playing in a passive style. So rook to d8. This is a good position to move a rook. Rook fd1, rook ac1, but white plays even better. We can see the queen on a5 is not doing well. When he plays rook d8, well, that is the queen's square, so b4 makes a lot of sense. Now black is in a tough position. He can try queen a3, which is dangerous. Queen h5. We can also try trapping the queen there. And if he goes queen c7, then we just play rook ac1. I think this is better. And he has to keep on moving the queen. We have a clear advantage already. And queen a3. is not likely to be good. I mean, we can try knight to b5 in some variations. We can also try this plus rook b3. And we play rook f1 because bishop f1 is available. So from the practice point of view, I guess black's best chance is to play queen h5, which is what he played. And okay, maybe if he plays bishop h3, he'll trade some pieces off and he'll have some equalizing chances. And of course, we have to look at our opponent's moves, our opponent's ideas, and play against them. When he plays queen h5, he's trying to play bishop h3, so our move has to go against bishop h3. We have a way of stopping this, and we can do so by means of f3. The point is, if he plays bishop h3, here we can just win a piece. As you can probably see with e4, queen e6 is not possible, queen h6, of course it's not possible, only move is queen h4, and now we have a deviation, bishop e3, queen h6, and as you can probably see, e5 wins the piece here. The queen is too overloaded. And okay, maybe here he has to sacrifice, but I don't see any compensation. In fact, we can try attacking. We can try attacking on the king side. After a couple of moves, we have knight d5, the f file as well. So after bishop h3, black is basically losing. He tries bishop e6, and he's a couple of moves away from finishing his development. I also see some chances on the c4 square, so we have to act as quick as possible. We don't have to forget d5. When he plays bishop e6, he's also trying to play d5, therefore he frees his position. So here white plays e4. If you see the analysis, e4, the analysis says e4 is not a good move. I think it is. We win a tempo. There's no way black takes on e4, and he has to play queen e6. The queen is not comfortable there. The analysis also suggests rook ac1, and I know white has a nice position here. I'm just saying I like e4 as well. Queen e6, and maybe if I played e4, I would strongly consider playing h4 here. Vallejo played another one, but I like this because, as I said before, he's not going to sacrifice, and I win a lot of space. If he has to play something like h6, then he's in big trouble. He's playing down a queen here instead of h6, maybe knight d7, followed by queen f6. White plays bishop to e3, and I like this because f4, f5 might be a possibility, but the real idea is to play knight e2 knight f4. It is easy to find this maneuver if we pay attention at queen e6. That was our idea when we played h4. We were trying to trap the queen. The same goes after bishop e3. So each move we play, we have an aggressive idea. So rook dc8. This looks like an active move, although I think it is passive in the long run. If I were black, I would try d5. Like, no matter what, I would open that position. At least my queen e6 is alive. Maybe I can try sacrificing on e5. Who knows, f6. What we usually talk about, black has something. After rook dc8, he doesn't have much. The only move I see is rook c4, maybe bishop c4, and that's it. And this move is not stopping us from playing knight e2. Now this is probably the only move. Otherwise we trap the queen. And if he plays rook c4, he's just helping us because we find a better square for our queen and we keep on attacking. So knight to d7. Yeah, this move is a must. Even if we are not trying to play knight f4, he has to play knight d7 because playing queen f6 and trading queens off looks like a good idea for black. He's under pressure, he is defending, so trading queens off is positive. I like this move. I really love this move. Before he goes queen f6, we protect our queen. We are not willing to trade pieces off. And we also protect against rook c4. And why not? We stop rook c2. Very deep moves by white at this point. I'm also analyzing h3, f4, f5. We have such a powerful attack on the king side, and I don't see any way black can stop our pawn storm. Knight b6. Well, this is a nice try. A c4 looks like a good square for the knight, and there's no way we consider bishop takes b6. Bishop e3 is of huge value. We'll try attacking on the king side. We'll also win some tempos. See here, after knight f4, knight h5, we improve our knight's position. And we also attack on e7. And by the way, he keeps on moving the queen. I don't think queen e5 is good at all. We can probably play this. No in-betweens. And then we just take on e7. So black plays queen e6. I bet he's happy with the draw at this point. But of course we are not playing knight f4. We play this. Again, we win a tempo. Even if he plays a knight c4, that's just a beautiful square for the knight. But black doesn't win much. So he plays bishop f8. And another simple move by white. Now f4, f5 is coming, and from the strategy point of view, feels like black is losing already. he doesn't have much on the queen side, and king side wise, he's just losing. The queen is trapped. We have a powerful attack coming. So let's see if he can get some counterplay. So he starts with knight c4, queen f2, and before we play f4, he plays queen e5. That is the only way he brings the queen to the queen side. But this has a drawback as well, because without the queen, his king side is going to be too weak and unprotected. So we win a tempo. During this game, we have been winning a lot of tempos, and that is why white wins this one. Queen b5, and this is what I like about this game. I bet everybody here would play f5 without thinking much. I know it is possible, it is probably good, but somehow black is able to defend here. He now has a nice square for the knight on e5. I don't see any quick win by white. I don't see any real sacrifice on e7. So the point is, why should we play f5? There's no rush. There's no way black can stop this. And if we have the pawn on f4, he won't be able to play knight e5. That is a nice move for defense. So we can play f5 later. Maybe we can add another piece to the attack. We can try making the sacrifices stronger, and that is why queen h4 is a nice move. See how an in-between move makes a big difference. Let us say he plays a nonsense move like a6. Now f5 followed by queen e5 makes a lot of sense. As we'll see, we have sacrifices on e7. This move happens to be powerful too. And that is what happened in the game actually. Black plays knight d2, not seeing the danger. And after knight f6, pawn takes, queen takes, he has to give up. There's no way to stop the mate. If he had the knight on c4, he can still try knight e5 there. For instance, h6. Here I still play knight f6. And he can try this. Suddenly black is surviving. So h6 is a good trap. Of course, there's no need of playing knight f6. We can play e5, f5. Somehow we open his king side. But the trick is knight e5 is available in case we play this knight f6 and queen takes. We can also check with that computer that queen takes before is worth a try. Now a knight f6 is not working because of knight e5. Yeah, bishop d4 is hanging, so we can just play rook b1. We still have such a powerful initiative, and we are probably winning here. Yeah, he's defendless. We have a lot of threats. But okay, this was a better try by black after knight d2. He has to give up. So I hope this analysis was useful. I don't think black made any big mistake, but we can tell he played in a passive mode, and white took his chances. So as I said before, I hope this was useful, and let's continue analyzing in next videos. Thank you.
Hi, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.